Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you possibly my first really actual start of my weekly review for Syfy Z Nation. If you guys seen my previous video, one of my recent ones anyway, I just talked about the fact of how much I enjoy the show and why I think it's does a better job at doing what it's doing compared to what Fear the Walking Dead's trying to do anyway. And so I watched the episode tonight. I watched it when it actually aired instead of a few days after the fact. And I'm not guaranteeing I'll do reviews for each episode, but I'm definitely considering it right now. I thought I'd try out doing it tonight. And this week we've seen season 2, episode 4, which is called Batch 47. And this is a pretty good episode. Not my favorite from the season. Not one of the greatest episodes, but still an entertaining one. That's what Z Nation, since it started, really has done for me. It's been constantly entertaining, constantly enjoyable to watch. Friday night or just like a random afternoon, it's fun to just turn on and enjoy. And I definitely got that feeling again with this episode. And this isn't like as serious of a show, obviously, as some of the other ones I do, like The Strain and the regular Walking Dead, and just shows like that, and the Vampire Diaries and the originals. So I'm not going to go as, take this as seriously to go as, into, really immense detail. But, I will go over the plot, and I will touch on parts of the story that I do find, to be fairly notable. And, of course, you guys can, post things in comments if you guys want me to give my thoughts on those, if I may have missed it or something, as always. So, I did really like this episode. Of course, we had our group, traveling to the lab, which supposedly has this, plant type of remedy to, the zombie virus. And, we all know it's only season 2, that type of thing's too good to be true. And if this thing worked, it would pretty much render the whole setup for the show useless. With them, their objective since season 1, is to get Murphy to California. If this thing worked, then no more show, pretty much. So, you don't expect something like that to actually happen until, the later part of the series or something like that. Definitely not a season 2 thing. I'm also curious to see what happens when they actually get to California, which will probably be a couple seasons down the road, I think. But we'll see. Excuse me. The cat's at the door. She was on the bed. I thought she was actually going to relax there for a while, but apparently not. You guys know how this goes. I apologize. So, yeah. I get to this lab, and, of course, the doctor there is experimenting, he's trying different trials, except we see these, plant, zombie hybrid type of things, and I have to keep on sending people in to try and get enough, samples and harvests of it, in order to create something worthwhile to, test out and stuff like that. And, Murphy and Cassandra actually get there before, our group does. And, so Murphy has a conversation with the lead doctor there, and, of course, it's always fun when someone discovers he's the Murphy, which he is. Murphy's the man for sure. And we did get some pretty fun stuff, when we seen him, experimenting, when they went in initially and then they came back. We also see this, giant type of plant zombie monster type of thing. He's just a larger thing. It was actually kind of creepy and terrifying, sort of. But it's kind of fun to see a different hulking type of zombie. So that's pretty cool too. And they also bring up how people still think there's a zombie Sasquatch out there. I won't be surprised if the show does do a Sasquatch or Bigfoot episode sometime. That'd be kind of funny. I won't really put it out a possibility, so I don't know. But so he tests it out on the zombie heads he's kept around, and one just ends up shaking all over the place and exploding. Murphy puts the cat back on it just in time. And it's a lot of craziness like that. And of course the group gets there. We see I forget his name, I think his name's Hector. We seen him back in episode 2, I think it was, when everyone is like, all the bounty hunters were gunning for Murphy, when it's just focused on that one particular area and everyone was running around and stuff. The episode of Mac's death, that was White Light, episode 2. We seen him then, and he popped up again this time. He appears to be the leader of this sort of cartel and the distributors of, the Z-weed, and that's the ever-growing popular product since the early part of the season, and we're still in the early part of the season. I mean, this season's going to be 15 episodes as opposed to the 13 we got in season 1, and that's pretty cool. Because a lot of sci-fi shows, they usually get like for around 13 episodes or so. Like Being Human, like still probably my favorite show of all time. Went for 13 episodes every season, but it's really cool to see that Z Nation's getting 15. Well, that should be good. It must be that they're playing something pretty big, so I'm excited for that. And it seems like Hector is going to be the villain for the season, like one of the probably the primary antagonist. I also like the reintroduction to the Doctor we seen at the end of season 1, and it's funny is with him and Murphy running into each other again. After he realized he couldn't keep control of all these zombies and plants and stuff like that, he really had to put a lot of power and effort into it. And when we got the blasters last week and these plant things tonight, I like how they're introducing like new threats that can actually oppose Murphy and things like that. So Murphy's not like an untouchable god anymore. There are things that can still threaten him and put him in jeopardy. So I think that was a good idea to do. I'll still get making him special and things like that, so he's not useless at this point either. But it's good that he's not like invincible. So I like that a lot. We also see a mother who is trying to get the plant for a kid she was taking care of. Not the plant, but like the batch, batch 47, of course. And it's not her child. She had said that her parents were killed and stuff like that, and she had been taking care of her. Where she and the little girl are left at the end of the episode is kind of ambiguous. They have left some things like that before. We might not necessarily see them again either, but it's just kind of a nice little subplot for the episode, I guess. I did like the actress they had for the woman and stuff like that. And it was also good to see Citizen Z. He actually got into contact with Addie. The crush he has on Addie, of course. And so it's kind of funny to see how excited he was to be able to talk to her again. He's asking about the status of Murphy and things like that, and how he should really just keep proceeding to California and stuff like that. And of course I like the final run through the the harvest area and stuff like that. I was worried about Murphy when he was struggling against that plant monster, and at the same time he's actually trying to save the main hybrid and stuff like that. Because I think there's part of his mind that now does kind of care about these things. And I also like the conversation between I was worried about him because how much he was struggling for the really first time, except for those blasters last week. So I like that. Like I said, I like that Murphy can be in jeopardy now. And I like the conversation between him and the doctor. The doctor basically saying that the zombies are going to eventually be gone. Humans are going to be killed off, and then the people like Murphy, people with the power like him, that what he's given to Cassandra, are actually going to take over the world. So we'll see actually where that whole thing goes. And at the end, we see that the pregnant lady, Murphy got pregnant back in season 1, with the pie and stuff like that he had sex with. We just see her walking down the road, earlier this season, and now she finally went up with our group. It's just really kind of entertaining how she actually survived just walking down the street by herself, and our group's going through hell left and right. And it's just funny how Murphy just awkwardly tries to avoid her no matter what. And it looks like our group is going to be bringing her in, and looks like the baby may actually be coming in the next episode, so that should be pretty funny to see what that is. You see the face kind of go against the stomach. Looks pretty much zombified, so we'll see how it goes, really. But looks like it'll be pretty funny. And not that childbirth is funny, that's not what I'm saying, guys. Yeah, I did really like this episode. Like I said, not my favorite from the season or one of the greatest episodes of the series, but again, a consistent product, to what Z Nation puts out, constantly entertaining, constantly enjoyable. Unlike Fear the Walking Dead. But anyway, let's not get into that again. That's all I have to say about this week's episode. I did really enjoy it. And you guys know this isn't like the show I'm going to do 20-30 minute videos on. But I'm going to try to start doing weekly reviews. Not promising it, but I'm going to try for you guys. So if you guys enjoy this video, if there's anything about the episode you want to hear my thoughts on that I didn't mention, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to discuss it more with you guys. And I'll catch you guys next time, most likely, well, of course, Sunday for the Season 2 finale of The Strain and Season 1 finale of Fear the Walking Dead. And, yeah, anything else I do before that, I guess. So, catch you guys next time. Add me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, Movie Pilot, and look for me on SwallowDead.com. Peace.